All right, warriors, gather around. Check this out. I'm gonna take a badass walk on the beach today. Before we do that though, let's do a breathing exercise. 5 seconds, 5 Mississippis. That way we can just make room in that real estate so that maybe a lifestyle change can be adopted. You know, something's missing. There's something more to this. Surely we didn't get bitch slapped and then it serves no purpose. What comes of this? What's next? Right? Fundamentally, what comes next is your life improves. You soon realize that instead of living for something you're not aware of, like the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, that it's time to create your paradise on earth. Live to the fullest. And you're going to defend that peace. Warriors, 5 seconds. Let's take a deep breath. Let's hold it together. Let's release. Get your Kugo on. Or your coffee. And let's take a walk, man. Walk and talk. I'll be doing most of the talking. You can kind of, every now and again, go, yep, sure enough. Oh, say it again. Or you can try and predict when I'm going to say amen. Or what? Can I get a what? All right, y'all. 5 seconds. Let's do this. Release slowly. All right. Shake that shit off. You like how I said that? Slowly. Look, one thing I want y'all to pay attention to is narcissists, whenever they want to hold themselves harmless, during this pillow talk, whenever they're enlisting misfits to do their dirty work, one of their telltale signs is to try and get you somewhere in isolation, far, far away. This is what I'm talking about, inviting you to go camping. Or they had a flat tire or engine problems. And they're somewhere out in the boonies, at least a couple hours drive from nowhere. But what's important, they need you to drive yourself there. And these will be people that maybe it's a friend of a friend of a friend, because you never knew that some of those people closest to you were housing the hitman. And their job was just to attend an event, do a job, and disappear forever. Warriors, many of y'all didn't fall for a setup, but it's not because you knew or your intuition spoke. No, you accidentally got distracted by something else, and then you heard about the plan later. Warriors, this is why it's so important that when you come to this realization that you understand, and look, dots are going to connect later. Look, I get invited every damn year. Give you an example, 2022, I was invited to Lake Livingston by a guy who's now in prison. I'd been invited to Louisiana by someone who thought that buying me a gift or talking positive and acting like they're going to do the things I do, pretty much a chameleon, a doppelganger, and later come to realize, boy, they went off the cuff with the girls in the office, talking about they deserved an entitlement, an audience, because now all of a sudden we buddies like that. Warriors, don't allow others so freely to invite themselves into your space. Not today, Satan. And that's why we're talking about this shit. Another one invited me to Alaska. Yeah, talk about isolations. Look up how many folks go missing in Alaska every day. Every day. That ain't no Yeti. That's folks executing a contract. Warriors, this is why it's important that you understand what happens whenever you aren't careful in identifying toxicity among you, narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, identifying them in your own mind and mind space and being able to defend yourself against them is one thing. It's another to provoke and poke the bear. And you got everything to lose, they got nothing to lose. See, this is the part where you fail to plan and see the obvious. Folks who have this disorder, the mass majority aren't financially well set. And it's why they stay in this poverty mindset, survival. You see, the ones you see, a lot of these are those of y'all who have been in relationships with some that were wealthier, more intelligenter in business. You see, that's a high functioning. That's a very, very small percentage that give the mass majority of the narcissists hope. Well, if they can do it, I can do it. Warriors, those are the dangerous ones. Those are the ones that you know you hit a nerve and now you've painted a target on you forever, never, never, because, well, you exposed them. They're going to go into a rage. Now, the rage process, it falls up under a playbook now because they're covert and malignant, right? Some of your borderlines. But what happens is it starts with a silent treatment. And then they try and get you to participate because I know I've done it. I can do silent a whole lot longer and more betterest than you. Look, how in the hell are you going to kick out a combat vet that loves camping? That's like vacation. It's hard to fuck with a warrior. But the issue that I didn't catch was I was participating in the silent treatment. Well, what would that do to them? They're going to change the play. They go to the next step. Now, the next step is destroying your reputation, the smear campaign. By this time, the neighbors already know, but as you're moving in, because they're booty bumping, a lot of the neighbors that they're spreading this smear campaign with you are also in one shape, form of supply. You see, a lot of the wives that they win over, they have no idea that they're screwing the husbands, or vice versa. See, because their main function as narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths is to disrupt your stability. Because that's what disturbs them. They feel entitled to that. And they feel very comfortable easing in and taking the place of whichever, the husband or the wife. Because all they're looking for now is sustenance, reputation, clout chasers, and materialism. They don't care what it takes to get there, or how many folks they got to pump and dump to do it. It's why it's considered a transactional relationship. Can I get it? What? Now, get this. They will also send their own friends, which they've never alienated, those that vibe at that same level of incompetence, other malignant narcissists. They're able to use each other to triangulate, give false positives, or to come in because now they are almost close to getting caught cheating. They got to send a friend that's a hoe to come and proposition you so that you fall off and they catch you first. Oh, secretos being told up in China. Now get this. They'll also steal from you and help you look for it more harderist than you. Now, the telltale sign that they are enraged is when they begin to brag about how they one up someone else that done them wrong, because they hate not getting credit for their mischievousness. It took a whole lot of planning. Many of you pacified these stories and never applied them to the fact that you're dealing with a predator. Now, this is when you know a narcissist has burned so many bridges that it's FUBAR. Y'all remember what FUBAR is? Fucked up beyond all recognition. When they have done this and totally annihilated all connections, all options in the harem, and look, for the most part, they never had a harem. They had maybes. They had relationships in their own mind that were pump and dumps. You see, narcissists have a knack for doing this to themselves. They gaslight themselves. And they lie to themselves so much they start to believe it. See, if a person comes to you and is very honest and tells you, I'm only here for a short time, not a long time, the narcissist believes because you spent time with them. They heard white noise. They didn't hear the honesty. They call it a relationship because in their mind, they already convinced you otherwise. You just have a failure to launch, to commit. And you have a low self-esteem, or, get this, put your coffee down, you're a narcissist. And look, that pattern of behavior of lying to themselves, justifying why victim me, this is why it's so important for you to follow up. A pattern of behavior can be seen. Look, if you run into somebody who's been in relationships, let's just say this, anyone over 25, if they can't map out and discuss with you intelligently what they've learned thus far in life and where they could self-improve, run. Because if all you feel is a butterfly feelings of we connect, as in down south rubs good together, if that's all you got is a vertical lambada, then what you got is a pump and dump, a friends with benefits, a Netflix and chill. But don't make it out to be a relationship, because narcissists will be the first ones to holla, I love you. And they want to give up nothing but expect you to turn your back on anyone that doesn't see them as the bright light that they are, ever so perfect. They don't care if it's your closest friends or family. They have the audacity to tell you it's me or them. Of course, a lot of y'all got a whole lot more snap to you. You'll play video games before you commit. So it's just a matter of recognizing the rage. When the rage reaches a point that they've burned so many bridges, they go ghost. It's the only time a narcissist, sociopath, psychopath will disappear. And they'll wait it out with enough time spent that maybe, hopefully, everybody forgot about why they left. But make no mistake, they got other ports of call where they can go and couch surf, because they've got different areas that they've sunk, and that time has waited out long enough to make a return visit. And this, my friends, is the cycle of how a narcissist, sociopath, psychopath lives out their life from village to village, city to city, coast to coast, couch to couch. Now, what they're hoping is you allow yourself to be convinced that you need closure. or that they were gone long enough for you to entertain in your head possibly they have changed. They changed for me. The only thing they've changed is the couch they lay on. They change people. Warriors, get out there and own it. You've got this shit. You're numero uno. You're nobody's bitch. And watch out for these invitations. They're setups to get your ass isolated, to hold themselves harmless, to allow pillow talk to start cashing checks that their asses can't cash. And let me tell you something. The people they recruit can't be silenced forever. They start to be blackmailed, extorted, and they turn on each other. Every day you live proves the lie that they've been living. And everyone they enlisted soon realizes the hate they created and the negative attention that they stirred was nothing but a projection of themselves. And they'll disappear. Because it's easier to do that than to explain. Warriors, live in your truth. Scream your war cry when you're ready. And I know, normally I encourage every one of you to remark, to build your confidence up. But I'm going to do this today. I'm going to encourage those of you who are on the side of peace to remark. Raise those voices. But those of you in the middle of battle got no business remarking. Keep it shut. Listen to me. Look at me. You're in a volatile state of mind. Some of you may be texting or typing or expressing yourselves in ways that are explosive and will later regret it because somewhere out there's a narcissist copying and pasting to use it against you. And there are content creators that could give a shit about you, but say they do. And they don't have a support system to read and delete, to defend and protect those who need it without even knowing it. So right now I need to encourage you and discourage you from having diarrhea of the mouth, because you may be supplying the very one you're trying to escape all the intel they need to use against you. You're not going to find coaches out there keeping it real like that for you, because they're monetized. The remarks encourage the algorithms. In fact, negative remarks push the algorithm more because it feeds off negativity. Warriors, your authenticity is being attacked. Your intelligence is being attacked. And it's why I need you to be able to flip that script on the narcissist and continue to spank that ass. Imagine you took down a whole network without even knowing the playbook. Imagine what you can do now that you know it. Oh, you're going to need extra boots. You keep that pressure on their neck. You hold the line. And it's never goodbye. It's always until next time.
The wastelands through the highways, and on we'll go. road.